I think we might be underestimating assault rifles, y'all.
Get some!
My name is Commissar Kai, and today we're going to be looking at my new favorite primary, the small one, aka the Liberator Carbine. I love this gun even before they gave us weapon customization, but now it's making our other primaries feel self-conscious with its accuracy and rate of fire. Let's start off with the stats. For the slower Helldivers among you, I'm calling this puppy the Stalwart because it is basically a primary version of the Stalwart support weapon, meaning if you refuse to leave your Super Destroyer without your emotional support autocannon, you can still take a primary that's easy to handle and can mow down the hordes of chaff blocking your shots at the bigger stuff. The Stalwart and Liberator Carbine fire the same round, do the same damage, and share all of the same stats. But where the Stalwart comes with 1,000 rounds of ammunition in a total combat load, and 3 variable fire modes, 700 rounds per minute, 850 rounds per minute, and the Liberator Carbine is locked at a respectable 920 rounds per minute and comes with a modest 405 rounds for a total combat load. It's insane to me that some Helldivers used to think Stalwart should be a primary weapon. With its 45 rounds in a mag doing 80 damage per round, that means this primary weapon can pump out 3,600 damage in a little over 3 seconds. And it can do this 9 times before running dry. Of course, you need to pick the right targets and actually land those shots while the pocket Sea Whiz tries to break your shoulder. Once you master this weapon, you'll have a reliable AR that can handle all of your chaff clearing needs. Also, before y'all come at me about the knife, A, it does less damage. B, it has fewer total rounds. And C, I don't own it. I know. I'll grab it eventually. But this is the Carbine's time to shine, so quit your whining. The advent of weapon customization took the Carbine from an underrated but reliable primary weapon to easily slotting into S tier on your favorite tier list. Before we could modify our guns, its recoil pattern looked a little bit like this. As you can see, it kicked harder than North Georgia moonshine.
Mountain moonshine. Floridian. Here we go.
You alright? You're shaking.
Well, lick my face and call me an ice cream.
Now with a few upgrades, it looks like this.
Sweet liberty!
But how you kit out your Carbine is going to depend on your preferences and what faction you're up against. Against the bugs or the squids, you're going to want that drum mag since our magical space technology doesn't need to deal with jamming. Slap on a compensator to give you a bit of horizontal spread to make spraying those crowds easier, and an angled foregrip to keep it from handling like a brick. And now you have an accurate, high rate of fire lawnmower to cull the hordes of Gribblies. Against the clankers, the drum mag is significantly less useful since you can simply run away from any of their units that want to chainsaw you to death. And if you're in a firefight with the walk-in vending machines, you can always dip your head back into cover. Accuracy and ergonomics are the winning characteristics against this faction. So to capitalize on those qualities, you'll want a vertical foregrip, flash hider or compensator, extended mag for those quick reloads, and the 1.5 times tube sight to zero in on those bot heads. Build your Carbine like this and the recoil pattern starts to look an awful lot like a Devastator head. Now we gotta address the bile titan in the room. Yes, the Liberator Carbine is a light pen weapon, but hear me out. Light pen weapons generally have trade-offs for lacking a higher penetration value. In the Carbine's case, it's the sheer damage per second that it can put out and the amount of spare mags that you get. Look how fast I can pop this Alpha Commander's head off. That is a faster time to kill than something like the Liberator Penetrator, and about the same as the Jar 5 Dominator. That time to kill does come at a price, since 920 rounds per minute goes through a mag in a hurry. However, there is an easy trick to avoid wasting most of your bullets. Don't panic.
Oh, it came out of nowhere.
Damn it.
That was on me.
That's right. If you're not in immediate danger of dying, there is no reason to lay on the trigger. Instead, fire in short, controlled bursts whenever possible. Doing this is going to save you ammo and keep you more accurate. But even if you get jump scared and have to mag dump one of these jerks, you'll still have 8 magazines to reach for. Against enemies with medium armor, you'll have to rely on going for those weak spots. But with the recoil and handling being so manageable, this is a lot easier than you might think. Speaking of weak spots, let's blitz through where you need to shoot and what enemies to focus down with your small war. Or light pen weapons in general, since so many of you seem to be hooked on that sweet, sweet medium penetration.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it!
On bugs, the Carbine excels against garbage. hunters, warriors, nursing spewers, and alpha commanders. Their weak spot is their stupid freedom-hating face. Well, that was easy. Avoid dumping rounds into hive guard unless you have a flank on them, and just bring something else for bile spewers. The grenade pistol works wonders. Impalers die shockingly fast as long as you have time to mag dump their face, but chargers and titans are not worth the amount of ammo it takes to kill them. So we'll cover how to deal with them in the loadout section. For bots, the little guys and berserkers get run over by the carbine's rate of fire, and it is surprisingly effective against devastators. Headshots are the obvious weak point, but it'll shred their legs or belly incredibly quickly. It's also great for taking parts off of them and strapping them to your super destroyer. It does absolutely nothing against tanks and factory striders, but it's real good at chaff clear. This is the carbine's weakest front, but I did find a support weapon that still makes it hilariously strong. Squid weak points are also very straightforward. Boatless, you can just hose down, shoot them in the legs if you want. Flesh mobs, aim for their heads or just mag dump them. And for overseers of any flavor, aim for center mass. One quick burst at close range will take them down. For the other enemy types, it's great for stripping shields, but you'll need something else to actually punch through harvesters and stingrays. Alright, now y'all know what the weapon does and what it's good against, so let's go over how to cover its weaknesses and highlight its strengths with loadouts. I'll give y'all one strong loadout for each faction. Just be sure that you're using your whole kit to get the most out of it. Remember, if you find yourself not using gear that you dropped with, then you didn't need to bring it. On bugs, I have a setup that is hilariously strong, especially against the Predator strain. Alright, Tier 3, we're just gonna aura farm for a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Your carbine is gonna handle a lot of the heavy lifting, but when you need a bit more oomph, reach for the autocannon. The generalist nature of this support weapon pairs really well with the specialized nature of the carbine. By the way, for anyone wondering, no, I do not command my troops to follow me around with a flag. They're just enthusiastic.
I feel like the second that I grabbed this flag, all thought of tactics and, taking cover just left my mind.
Yes.
And what replaced it? Your patriotism. Yes. The autocannon can handle heavily armored bugs, but it's best at staggering chargers and titans long enough for you to throw a thermite on their nose. Since it can also close bug holes and destroy shrieker nests, you don't really need your secondary to cover that gap. Speaking of secondary, we're going to take the ultimatum as a backup for when we really need something dead in a hurry. Just be careful not to fire it directly in front of you.
He got wrecked around, that's bad now.
Oh, she did.
What was over there?
I'm fine. If you don't have this unlocked, just take your favorite backup instead. It's really not that important. For stratagems, we're taking a Liberty-infused cocktail of the Tesla Tower, gas mines, and the rocket sentry. This setup is so powerful that you can just stand around while it racks up the kills, and is what I use to beat the Predator strain without firing a weapon. Use the mines and Tesla Tower to deny area to the enemy, and Randy to supplement your own firepower. Although if Randy shoots me in the face, this is really close, Randy. This is really concerning. Please stop, Randy.
We're fine.
On bots, the carbine is not going to be the star of the show, but it still plays an important role. It's going to be our backup for when things get too close. It handles berserkers and little bots exceptionally well, while still being a decent answer to devastators. Taking out these targets lets you play the ranged game more effectively using your other tools. To make up for the carbine's lack of range and armor penetration, we're going to bring the Senator and the laser cannon. Y'all, this thing is so hilariously strong now that I might need to make a video on it. But here's the short version. I even found a neat tech for it against factory striders. Cut out their chin guns and let it get close to you. Once it stops moving, slap a thermite on its eye and begin LASIK procedures. After about 9 seconds, he'll see the error of his ways and collapse into a heap of collectible scrap. Not super relevant to this video, but I thought it was cool. Bring the bullet dog as a backpack slot to add more lead to your hail of freedom, the eagle airstrike for general utility, and the autocannon or rocket sentry to support you. The final piece of the puzzle is taking the fortified armor passive for the explosive resistance and the reduced recoil to help out our carbine a little bit. If you struggle with staying alive on the bot front, explosive resistant armor is the fix. I mean, if I can survive this, or this, or even this, then I'm sure it'll help you stop being a drain on your team's reinforcement budget. Squids is pretty similar to Bugs, so I won't spend a ton of time on it. We're pairing up the Carbine with the autocannon again since they synergize so incredibly well, but if you don't like the autocannon for whatever reason, the grenade launcher and heavy machine guns are good substitutes. Our secondary is going to be either the sword, stun baton, or the hatchet. Aside from making you look cool, these weapons are perfect for voteless hordes and will save you a ton of ammo over the course of a game. For grenades, we're taking G10 incendiaries, the normal kind, not the impact version. These burn for longer and do more damage, so they're better suited for controlling territory. In our stratagem slots, we're taking the orbital gas strike for more area denial and to synergize with our G10s. The machine gun sentry for a little bit of extra firepower, and one flex pick. Back on Super Earth, I like taking the gaming chair to deal with Leviathans, but I won't say no to an orbital barrage or some form of eagle. And there you have it, everything you need to know about the new S-tier primary. If you have a loadout that you enjoy using the Liberator Carbine, drop it in the comments, because finding new ways to play is what keeps the Helldiving experience fresh. But until next time, this is Commissar Kai, signing out. See, this way I can be like, I grabbed 3 dumbasses from my Discord.
You can just promote it with the. You can promote Discord with this.
Yes,
With
exactly.
the clip from before, you can just promote it. Hell yeah.